Tony. He's done it again.
Hello and welcome to Pitt Beyond the Script alongside head coach Jeff Capel, the men's basketball team. I'm Rob King. We have lots of ground to cover. I just want to quickly touch on the Duke experience for you. What was it like for you to go back and be in that atmosphere?
It was great. You know, anytime you can take a team into that venue and you're obviously playing against one of the better teams in the country, competition-wise, to see where you stand, to see where you are. And then for me, you know, going back to a place that I'm unbelievably familiar with, there are a lot of people there that I really care about, that care about me, that have been very important in my life from the time I was 18 years old. And so it was good to see them. You know, I thought we did some good things in the game. I thought we put ourselves in a position where we had an opportunity to win, but we weren't able to finish. We weren't able to do the things necessary to take that next step. And so it was disappointing. I was pleased with how we competed and how we fought, but the outcome was very disappointing. I'm
going to ask you more about the team identity coming up a little bit, but Kareem Koulibaly, the freshman, he plays a career-high 22 minutes in that game. You know, I guess you never know when tonight might be your night.
Absolutely, and he played really, really well, which is why he played 22 minutes. You know, he wasn't afraid, and that's a huge thing for a guy in that venue, in that game against that opponent, and against that guy, Vernon Carey, for him to come in and to just really play with such energy, made some incredible passes offensively, did some good things defensively. It just played really, really well, and you know, hopefully that's something that can be a springboard for him going forward.
Now, how do you balance, especially with a young player, the line between not being afraid and maybe trying to do too much? All these guys, especially freshmen, they're used to the ball always coming to them. Maybe their role changes a little bit.
Well, it has to change, and you know, you have to be able to adapt. When I say you have, I mean, that's me too. Like, we all have to be able to adapt, and if everyone is constantly concerned about what's best for the team, then we'll be okay. But it is an adjustment. Normally the speed of the game, especially as you get to this time of year, because they've played more than they've ever played, and the intensity of the games, the practices, the preparation is greater than anything that they've experienced. So sometimes you'll see a freshman hitting the wall, normally around this time, and if you have older guys in your program that can help push them through, that can help talk about these things, that certainly helps.
So you have the strong performance against Duke, not the result you wanted. Then you come back and play it seemed like, from my vantage point, a fine first half against Miami where you have the lead.
We did. I thought we did some really good things. We got the lead to 10 at one point, and then had a couple of mistakes defensively where we left the guy wide open. He really hadn't hit a lot of threes this year, but he hit 2 in a row. And then, you know, a couple of miscues on the offensive end, but we were still able to get it back to 9 at halftime. So I was really pleased. We shot the ball well. I thought we did some good things defensively.
Beverly gets rejected by Brown.
But it just led to, you know, the second half, how we started was not good. And we talked about how this first 4 minutes is really, really important. And we didn't come out with the same defensive intensity that we needed. That carried over to the offensive end, and the next thing you know, we're down.
When you see a stretch 4 for 19 from the floor, and that's what happened when you had the lead and then Miami took the lead, what as a coach can you do about it? I mean, you can't make the ball go through the basket.
You know, they went zone, which I anticipated them going zone with Ryan Murphy being out. And we became hesitant. You know, we missed a couple of shots and some wide open shots, and then we got in our head and we became hesitant. They saw that and they just started backing up more. They basically were daring us to shoot the basketball from beyond the three-point range. And we just try to encourage, like, keep shooting. They're our shots. As long as you take good shots, I'm good with it. I thought one of the things that was really big was that we really dominated the offensive glass. And even though we were missing, we were getting offensive rebounds. And then finally, we were able to make a couple of shots to give us a lead.
Yeah, because you were getting good shots.
We were getting good shots. You know, you have to have the courage to step up and make a shot. And you're not going to do it if you don't take it, or if you're thinking about, should I take it? You know, if it's a good shot, I tell my guys all the time, it's my shot, it's our shot. If it's a bad shot, I'll tell you. And I'll get upset with a bad shot, but I'll get probably more upset if you don't take a shot that's a good shot for us.
You know, it brings me to the question about Ryan Murphy, because obviously he's the guy you would expect to bust a zone and get a team out of a zone. Would you expect to see more zone without Ryan Murphy in a game? And then also conversely, was it just a matter of the team not shooting as well as they can, Or is that something, again, down the line, you'll look for one or two more guys who can hit it from?
Yeah, I definitely think without Ryan that we could see more zone. And I'm not sure, how much longer he'll be out. We don't know his status yet. But I do anticipate seeing that. And as far as shooting, we've been inconsistent shooting the basketball. I think we're a better shooting team than our percentages show. But the bottom line is that we have to go out there and show it. We have to do it. We have to do it in real time and not just in practice or workout or skill work or things like that. We have to have the courage to step up and to knock a shot down.
I wanted to ask you about a couple of guys. Trey McGowan, 17 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. He also made 4 free throws in a row down the stretch. And maybe these kids, they've probably all done it in high school, at the AAU level. But how much confidence does it give a guy to do that at the collegiate level and know, hey, I want the ball in those situations. I want to be fouled. I want to be the guy who goes to the line and puts the game away.
I thought we did a really good job at the end of getting the ball in bounds. We knew they were going to foul. When we were up 1, they only had 4 team fouls, so we knew they were going to be very aggressive. If you think back to Boston College, we struggled getting the ball in. And so I thought we did a really good job there. And Trey stepped up.
Their first trip to the line in the second half, he cashes in.
And that's a very difficult situation to be in, especially when you've not shot the ball well. And he stepped up and switched them, all 4 of them. And he wanted the basketball, which is something that I was impressed with. And he stepped up there. He had the poise, he had the courage, and they were difficult because they were 1-and-1s. It's not like it was 2 shots, so you had 2. You had to step up and make that first one, and he did it. And those are big-time plays.
Plenty of good things happening for the Panthers program. We're going to examine more of those when we resume with Coach Jeff Capel later on Pitt Beyond the Script.